In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to organize small discrete data by doing this practice problem together with you. Let's read the question. Gianna has surveyed their 20 classmates about the number of cars in their household and received the following data. So let's take a look at this data. First thing we should acknowledge is that there are different types of data. There is qualitative and there is quantitative, and we are dealing with quantitative data. Quantitative data can be further subdivided into discrete and continuous, and we are dealing with discrete. And discrete data can be further subdivided into small or large, depending on the number of possible answers to the question. And this particular one is small. So why is it small? Because the answer to the question, how many cars do you have? The range is pretty limited. The smallest answer could be 0, the largest answer could be 10, maybe, right? Either way, it's still small. So we're working with small discrete data. When working with small discrete data, we need to know that we pretty much organize it the same way as qualitative data. So let's get started. Let's take a look at this data set and let's construct a frequency table and then histogram. First thing we do, we list all possible values. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then we do the tally. There you go. Now we add all the tallies in each row to obtain what we call frequency. To compute relative frequency, we first find the total, so we add all the values in this column. And then we divide each observation by that total. And I know that's 1 over 20 is 0.05, which is 5%. That means 4 over 20 will be 4 times larger than that. 5 over 20 will be 5 times larger than that. 3 over 20 will be 3 times larger than that. And again, 4 over 20 is 4 times larger than that. And 2 over 20 is only 2 times larger than that. So the total in the relative frequency column is always either 1 or 100%, depending on how you count. And that's our frequency and relative frequency distribution table. Next thing we're going to do is to construct a histogram. So to construct a histogram, we're going to list all the values on the x-axis. And then we're going to add the frequency scale on the y-axis. And our highest frequency is only 5, so we can make a scale like this. 2, 3, 4, 5. So I prefer to center observations or center the bars in the histogram around the observations. So I would create a histogram like this. I would draw a bar of height 4 around 0. That means it will have to be of width 1 and therefore range from negative 0.5 to 0.5 and meet the bar of width 1 around 1 at 0.5. So at 1 we have a bar of height 1, at 2 we have a bar of height 5, At 3, we have a bar of height 1. At 4, we have a bar of height 3. At 5, we have a bar of height 4. And at 6, we have a bar of height 2. That's my preference. However, some other may have a preference of, due to the fact that they don't like having a part of the histogram spill into the negative side of the real numbers. Some people may draw the same histogram with the first bar going from 0 to 1, second bar going from 1 to 2, and so on. So the shape will be the same. The only thing will be different is the shift on the horizontal axis. Now the only thing remains is to answer questions. Here, because there are no percentages, I'm going to enter the answer in decimal form. And we're almost there. And let's pick the right histogram. Which one looks right to us? 4, 1, 5. Yeah, looks like this one. So let's submit the answer, get the full credit. If you have any questions, let me know. If you want to practice a similar problem, look for that link in the description of the video.